So obviously yesterday was a fairly big news day, to say the least. But what also happened yesterday on Wednesday was that we got the special report on the ocean and cryosphere in a changing climate, the SROCC, from the United Nations, telling us, warning us yet again, that we're in deep trouble if we don't do something about the changing climate and rising sea levels. Now, let's start with the very bad and the very scary with this report. They're telling us that sea level rise of 29 to 59 centimeters at this point, because of years of inaction, decades of inaction, 29 to 59 centimeters is unavoidable. Absolutely unavoidable. But, silver lining, if we take action, that would be where it stops. Maybe we just hit right at that 29 centimeter mark, which is going to cause some damage. It is going to, be bad. But 29 is better than 59, and 59 is still better than 100. So we have to take action now. We have to do something. The very worst effects of climate change can be mitigated. They can be prevented. And that's what we have to get through our heads. We can't look at this through the lens of gloom and doom and, oh my God, we've screwed the planet and we're effed as a species. We're not. We're innovative. We're creative. And we're headstrong and stubborn. And the stubbornness is our biggest weakness right now. Because this new report from the UN, which, by the way, had more than 100 experts from 36 different countries reviewing more than 7,000 different studies on the issues, it tells us that we're all probably going to have to make some changes in our lives in order to hit the goals to avoid the bad things. That's another bad part of the thing, is that, yeah, it does say, listen, all of us, not just every American, not just every Chinese person, not just everybody over in India, every single person from every single place and every single inch of the globe, we all got to do something. We all got to be involved, right? We can't just sit back and say, well, our government's not doing anything, so I guess I have no responsibility to do anything. Oh, well, there's only 100 companies that are responsible for 71% of global emissions, so they're the biggest problem, and they are the biggest problem, folks. Let's not kid ourselves about that. They are. That's obvious. That's in the data. But this report says we're all going to have to do something. And yeah, it does start with the corporations. It does start with the governments. But that could be us making the decision to buy a more fuel-efficient vehicle. Those kinds of things. Buying a hybrid vehicle or buying an all-electric vehicle. Cutting out meat 2-3 nights a week. Something as simple as that. Those are the kinds of small sacrifices that most people are able to make. Maybe not with the car thing, because I know people are struggling and you're not necessarily able to go buy a new car. I'm certainly not. But cutting out meat a couple times a week, yeah, that's doable. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do what we can to help. Making sure that we are recycling, making sure that we're being as green as possible. Those little steps add up. You're not just one person doing it, you're one of billions that would be doing it. But yes, obviously, we cannot address the problem at all unless we hold these companies accountable and unless our governments get rid of the people who say that climate change isn't real. But that's where the hope in this story lies. That's where the hope in the entire climate change story itself lies. The scientists are there. They're telling us, they're warning us, we have the information. They're not hiding the data. They're giving it to us as a weapon. Use this. Use this data. And get rid of the people who say the data is not real. And put people in who accept that this data is real. And let's fix this before the worst effects start rolling up into our country. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.